Okay. What's up, everybody? Sorry about that. I had to restart the stream because the audio was jacked up. Let me just double check that it's live right now. Wait, is it live? Hey, yo, what's going on? Hold on. Is it live? Are we live? Are we live right now or not? I don't even know. My phone is tweaking. When I click on it, it said the vid was removed. Is it live or not? Let me try again. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. Can you guys hear me? Okay, yeah, we're back. Okay, sick, okay. Dude, my phone was tweaking out. I kept trying to open the live stream on my phone and it just said this video is removed. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. When I did the last live stream, like when I first started it, I had the audio settings messed up, so it was like, it had a lot of reverb. So I had to shut it down and like figure some things out, but it should be good now. And some people are like hopping in for the first time, so we'll just start it from the beginning. What's up, everybody? We are doing okay, let me just start it all over as if it's the first time. So a couple days ago, I sent out this message to NoOperator. If you look through my community posts, you can see it. I left out a post saying like I'd be open to debate him. And he didn't reply to me, but then somebody messaged me in my comments. And they said, they were like, hey, I was talking to NoOperator in his live stream, and he said he does not want to debate you because you misunderstood his points. And I was confused by that because I was like, the reason I wanted to debate him was because I misunderstood his points. So then I just went over to his live stream myself, and I left this donation here. And then we ended up having like a 30-minute debate, like 20-ish minutes. So I wanted to do a live reaction with you guys while we just go over the debate and just yap about it. So it wasn't a proper debate like the way I'd like a debate to be, where both of us can like verbally speak. But this was like a little debate here. It was pretty fun. So let's get into going over this.
Peace. All right, that was the second recap.
And real quick, is his audio coming through clear too? Like, let me know in the chat if his audio still has like that reverb problem for people who were here in the first thing.
Lilos, thank you for the 5. Appreciate the dono. Hey, bro, I wanted to live talk to you to better understand your Gojo versus Sukuna takes. I mean, I'm more than willing to talk to you 110%. So the video, the Jujutsu Kaisen problem and everything like that, it was just talking about like the toxicity in the community and everything like that. I wasn't necessarily taking a side on the Gojo versus Sukuna debate. I think I've seen one of your videos before about Sukuna having plot armor and everything. I mean, if you really wanted to talk, I would definitely be down. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I just think Gojo over Sukuna, you know, Gojo fighting Meguna is an interesting discussion with the 10 shadows. Obviously, Gojo pretty much won that battle.
Okay, so I'll repeat some of the points that that I had said in the first version of the stream that got taken down because, yeah, I had to reset everything. So I'll just treat the stream as if it's the first time we're doing this. So, because, yeah, we only went till about this point anyway before I restarted the stream. So if you pay attention to what he just said right there, let's rewind it.
The 10 shadows. Obviously, Gojo pretty much won that battle.
So that's something he's never said before in a video, is it? I don't know if he's ever said that in a video before, that Gojo pretty much won the battle against Meguna. Like, this is the reason why I wanted to have a live stream debate because this is something I was saying in my last Gojo versus Sukuna live stream. As a YouTuber, sometimes when you make a video, you're just saying like what the most popular thing to say is. But what you really mean isn't exactly what you're saying in your videos. Sometimes that happens when you're a YouTuber, straight up. So like when you debate people live, they reveal truths that they would otherwise never put in a video. So this is why I wanted to have a live stream discussion with him. And another thing is like he reminds me a lot of my actual self, like in real life. He seems like a very like civil and like respectable person. So I thought that a debate with him would be civil and good. So those are like the main reasons I wanted to do this debate, was because I wanted to find out what he really means and what he really thinks. Because sometimes as YouTubers, we don't really say everything we really mean in our videos. It's just that's just how it goes sometimes. Let's go.
However, I think Heian era Sukuna would win. You said you don't think he's got plot armor.
Oh yeah, okay. So his point, now that was really fascinating how he said that, because he said I've heard of you before and I've seen you say that like Sukuna has plot armor. He's talking about a live stream I did over a year ago where I said that World Cutting Slash was plot armor. And I made that video, I made that live stream when we were on like chapter 240. And the whole point of the live stream, everything I was saying in there was every other person he used World Cutting Slash on, he needed hand signs and chants. He needed he needed to do hand signs with all of his hands, and he needed to do chants. But against Gojo, he only had one hand. So I was saying, how did he do that? I was saying like that literally means he stood there with one hand doing hand signs and like whispered all of these chants in front of Gojo's face and fired World Cutting Slash, or he did and then Gojo just let all that happen, or he did a binding vow off screen. And I said that on chapter 240, and I was saying either of those options would be plot armor, because it's like Gojo would be able to see that and just react to that, right? And I vividly remember making that because people told me I was like a Gojo glazer for saying that, like insulted me a bunch. And then like 15 weeks later, Gege word for word wrote that. He was like, oh yeah, I gave him a binding vow off screen. And then people called him a genius for it. That was the first time I dropped JJK, actually, because I was like, the exact thing that I said was I said the same thing Gege said, but got called an idiot for it. But when Gege said it, everyone called him a genius, and that annoyed me so much I dropped the series. But I ended up picking it back up again, obviously. But that was what I was referring to, because at the time we had no idea how he did it. And now here we have a year later, Gege reveals, oh, the real reason why that hit Gojo is because he let his guard down. So now it all makes more sense. But yeah, that was what I was saying at the time. But the other thing I was saying in the previous live stream was like, if you're somebody who believes, like adamantly believes that Sukuna is stronger, and you see a video titled World Cutting Slash's plot armor, you're going to go into the video frustrated, probably not listen to all of it, and just like click off the video. So yeah, that's like what I think a lot of people did when they saw it.
Oh, okay. Maybe I misunderstood you.
And Onion Slayer said, I've watched NoOperator a lot. I've never heard him say Gojo over Maguna. See what I'm saying, man? Yeah, this is why I wanted to do a live stream. And this is him. He's pulling up my live stream right now. Oh, and then for people who've never been to his lives before, if you look above his head, you can see the comments like as I'm leaving them. So he's just like reading my comments, and we're debating that way.
Only reason I ask.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Momo. This is like the max audio. Oh wait, hold on. I put it up a little bit. Hopefully this sounds better for you. I thought it was at max.
Is because this is what I was talking about.
And now, like, look, this is something that's very fascinating to me because, like, this is the video on the bottom left-hand corner. That's or middle left. World Cutting Slash's plot armor. That's the live stream I did a year ago. And what did I tell? He didn't watch the whole thing. You can tell. I love that. Like, because like you can look at the red bar. He got to like the 70% mark and then stopped watching, which is fascinating. It's fascinating to me. I love that. Like a couple reasons why it's interesting. It's awesome to see other YouTubers like watching your stuff. That's really cool. But it is what I was saying. I'm like, if you go into the video thinking that Sukuna's stronger already, you'll probably get frustrated and click off. And he didn't watch the whole thing. I think he did get frustrated and clicked off. That's what I'm saying, which is interesting.
World cutting slash is plot armor. That's what I was talking about. Where it was Sukuna has plot armor. Gojo and Sukuna are close in power. They both have win conditions over each other.
And yeah, that was what he was reading my comment where I said that. Like Gojo, Sukuna are close in power. They both have win conditions over each other. And then yeah.
I would definitely agree with that. 110%. My views have changed over time. Okay. That's honestly, that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, that I would.
But like based on how he responded to that, you can tell he didn't want. Like not only does the red bar just tell you he didn't watch the whole thing, but it's fascinating because you know for a fact that like he just didn't get all the points because like yeah, I explained what I was saying, and I think I explained it here in the debate too.
That I really wouldn't disagree upon.
Kona, if you make a vid, I will watch that.
Because I definitely think Gojo over Meguna in that first fight. Yeah, I think Gojo definitely won that fight. There's no doubt about it.
You see, you hear that? Like you guys, you hear what he just said? He just said like Gojo versus Meguna in that fight. He won that fight. Like people don't say these things in their videos, but they'll admit to them in live streams and live debates.
Gojo, when it comes to fighting the 10 shadows technique, wins.
Bruh, he just straight up said it. Yeah. Like, let me know in the chat. Has he ever said that in any of his videos before? Let me know. Let me know. Someone let me know, please.
Whereas, like, Heian era Sukuna, I don't think Gojo is that lucky. I think the extra 2 arms, as well as the extra mouth for incantations, the extra hand signs. This also means that Sukuna's going to be able to holler wicker basket.
Hold up. Blitzdrake said, I got the time, his latest stream. Oh, he deleted it. Yeah, I think Blitzdrake. So Blitzdrake was the one who told me he had messaged NoOperator, and NoOperator had said like he did not want to debate me. And I'd like to hear that as well. So we can go to that if Blitzdrake can find the timestamp. We'll go to that too. JJK Phantom Parade. Okay, we'll check that out. Definitely, we will check that out.
While also
We'll check that out in this stream.
Fighting just like he did in Yuta's domain. We also see not that Yuta was as experienced as Gojo in domain fighting or as using the limitless, but it forearm Sukuna in a domain is 10 times different than Meguna in a domain. I think that was the thing.
So yeah, and that's kind of so saying it's 10 times different is actually pretty crazy. He's saying that Heian era Sukuna in a domain clash is a lot stronger than Meguna would be in a domain clash. I agree with that. I actually agree with that. But I'm going to be honest, it is debatable because in a domain clash, Meguna can summon Maharaga to box you at the same time, and he can summon other 10 Shadow Beasts to box you at the same time. And Gojo, word for word, says like he was fine with that. Like he wanted him to summon Maharaga in the domain clash. So it's like if Gojo was confident that he could handle Meguna and Maharaga at the same time in a domain clash, the idea of him getting overwhelmed by forearm Sukuna is like a different discussion. But it's more of a debate when you take that into account. But I do agree with him on that, though. I think Heian era Sukuna would be stronger in the domain clash, but I don't think it's as big of a gap as most people say it is.
It was before Gigi explained that binding vow. True. Yeah, the binding vow definitely makes road cutting slash make much more sense. Definitely makes the binding vows take so much more sense. If Gojo hits a black flash in the domain clash, Heian era Sukuna loses. I mean, that's a big if, no? That's a...
He said that's a big if. I don't really know if it's a big if. I don't really know if it's a big if. It definitely could happen.
Big if. You know, if the thing is like I would never take things like chance into consideration with a fight.
Because the reason I'm saying that is to just show you that Gojo does have win conditions over Heian-era Sukuna, even though Heian-era Sukuna has the advantage in the domain clash. That was the main reason I was bringing that up. It's like if Heian-era Sukuna was like many magnitudes stronger than Gojo, then it wouldn't be such a close fight that one Black Flash would be Gojo's victory. Because I talked about this in my last stream. If Gojo and Heian-era Sukuna are in a domain clash, and they're fighting inside the domain clash, and Gojo hits a Black Flash, then he would most likely win the fight. If he hits a Black Flash and it damages Sukuna to the point where his domain breaks, Gojo hits him with Unlimited Void and just wins. Because like Sukuna cannot tank Unlimited Void without Hollow Wicker Basket the way that Gojo can tank Malevolent Shrine.
You know, like if we're saying that like Gojo wins if he hits a Black Flash, what if Gojo doesn't hit the Black Flash? You know, then oof. Same thing with Sukuna. Like, and
honestly, I respect NoOperator for having this discussion with me here, because he could have just like looked at my comment and not read it out loud. I thought that was what he was gonna do. To be completely honest, that's like a complete dodge. At first, I'll be honest, Blitzdrake, like when you first messaged me that, and I will go back and listen to exactly word for word what he said, but like what I had read from Blitzdrake was that NoOperator said, yeah, I saw Lilo's message, but I don't want to debate him because he misunderstood me. And that frustrated me because I'm like, bro, I wanted to debate you to understand you. I said that in the message, but I respect him for actually talking to me here. And he seems like a nice guy to me.
Like if Sukuna didn't hit all the Black Flashes that he did, you know, he probably wouldn't have gotten so lucky. I mean, it's the same thing with the domain the domain recharge, right? Because the domain recharge is a coin flip every single time, right? So like
I wouldn't say that it's actually a coin flip every single time. We saw Gojo was able to do it 3 times successively, and could keep fighting. But on the 4th attempt, it failed. So it's like he's talking about replenishing your curse technique using reverse curse technique. It's not a coin flip. It's just dangerous. Like it's destroying Gojo's brain to do it, and he was able to do. It was either 3 or 4 domain clashes back to back with that method. And it was either the 4th or 5th one where it failed. So it's not a coin flip. It's just like he can do it about 3 or 4 times. It's not actually a coin flip.
At the end of the day, for narrative purposes, Gojo and Sukuna both had their brains fucking break, right? And not be able to use domains at the exact same time.
And to be honest, Blitzdrake, you know, I mean, I still respect him because the difference between me and him, he shows his face in his videos. I don't do that. So that's an up for him. Another thing is like when you're debating, your like adrenaline can get going and it can make your voice a little shaky, even if you're not nervous. It's just like your adrenaline's going. So it's not something that like is due to nervousness. It's just like your mind is excited. And sometimes that comes across in your voice. So that's not, I take nothing away from him for that. Because I mean, I do the same thing. So.
Time. But realistically, either one of them could have had that happen to them at.
Oh, you're heading out, Kona? Thanks for tuning in, bro.
Any point in the.
See you later, man.
Like Gojo could have had that happen to him the moment.
Sorry, I yapped over what he was saying. Let me go back.
But realistically, either one of them could have had that happen to them at any point.
Wait, what could have?
Their brains fucking break, right? And not be able to use domains at the exact same time. But realistically, either one of them could have had that happen to them at any point in the.
No. So like the reason why their brains were breaking, like Gojo's brain was breaking because he used reverse curse technique 3 or 4 times to replenish his curse technique. He can take it like 3 or 4 times. It's like building up damage. And Gege actually released a panel showing a picture of like Gojo's brain. It was just like coated in blood. And the reason Sukuna's brain like exploded was because he used reverse curse technique to replenish his curse technique once or twice, but then got hit with unlimited void. So it was like the build-up damage of that equaled the build-up damage of 3 or 4 reverse curse technique replenishes. So it's little details like that are important.
Fight. Like Gojo could have had that happen to him the moment he tried it.
And that's no. From what we've seen, it wouldn't happen on the first try. It's like the build-up of the damage is what caused that. So that's actually just not accurate. And yes, Blitzdrake, we will check that stream out after this one. But thank you for the timestamp. I've screenshotted it, and we're definitely going to look at that in this stream. So,
Sukuna could have had that happen to him the moment he tried it. It's like there are a lot of things that can change the fight. Like yes, like I think Gojo definitely has chances to win. But when I say like I'm putting money on, probably Heianera Sukuna over Gojo personally. Also, there's a Sukuna refined his curse technique over 1,000 years as a curse finger. If that's the case, Heianera Sukuna is weaker than Gojo by a lot. I don't know about that.
Yeah, and that's actually just an objective fact because like the reason I brought that point up to him is to what I was trying to explain to him is that there are objective unknowns about Heianera Sukuna's power. Straight up objective unknowns. We don't know for certain how strong he actually was. He could have been much weaker than the current era Sukuna. He could have been much weaker. And that's what I was saying to him. I'm like, so if Sukuna spent the 1,000 years refining his curse technique, then he's 1,000 years more refined. Meaning if Gojo were to go back to the Heian era, fight a 1,000 year less refined Heian era Sukuna, and they domain clash, Gojo's domain is going to overwrite his. That's what I was trying to explain, because it's an objective unknown. Am I saying that's for certain what would happen? No, I'm saying it's objectively unknown. We don't know if that would happen or not.
I would never say that at all.
Momo said, Lilo, who would you put money on? If Gege's writing it, Heian era Sukuna. But if it's just the character, like... But if you, like, let's put it like this. If Gojo and Sukuna are video game characters and you get 2, like, equally skilled gamers to control the characters, I'd pick Gojo. But, like, in character, I lean more towards Heianera Sukuna. Just because, like, Gojo wants to clash with open barrier domains for whatever reason.
Also, there's a chance Sukuna refine his curse take over the 1,000 years as a cursed finger. Well, what is him refining his curse technique over the 1,000 years have to do? In my opinion, Gojo's best chance would have been to instantly open a domain after landing the 200% purple. I mean, in my opinion, it's tough to say then Gojo's domain would overwrite his.
Letty, what's up, bro?
Wait, maybe I'm misunderstanding you.
And yeah, and this is me trying to explain that point to him. But this is why I would have wanted to have the debate with, like, both of us speaking. Because, like, sometimes your points are not understood over text. But yeah, I was explaining the thing I just said. I was trying to write it out, but...
Maybe I'm misunderstanding what you're saying, Lilos. Their domains only clash because they were equally refined. Right. I don't think there would ever be a situation where Gojo's domain wouldn't clash with Sukuna's.
But Chad, are you guys understanding my point? I'm saying, like, if Sukuna is 1,000 years less refined in the Heian era, then Gojo would overwrite his domain. That's what I was trying to say. And I'm saying we don't know if he is or not. And I don't even know if I brought up the point of, like, the cursed fingers getting stronger for 1,000 years, but we'll talk. I think I did, but we'll keep going.
If Heianera Sukuna is 100 years less refined, Gojo wins the first. What are we even talking about at this point? if Heianera Sukuna was didn't have the 1,000 year time skip that is his whole character, then he would lose.
No, I mean, to be honest, I don't think that that point is that hard to understand. I just think that's No Operator's first time ever hearing that point. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Because to me, I don't think No Operators had this debate a lot. I think most Jujutsu Kaisen YouTubers avoid debating this subject. They just make their vids on it and leave it. But I debate people on this often. So like, I don't think this is a hard concept to understand. I think it's just his first time, one of his first, or just he hasn't heard this debate point before. So it's like kind of taking him by surprise a little bit. That's what I think.
At that point, what are we even discussing? We're not, you know. Have a good night, David, or good morning, good nap. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Yeah, bro, 1,000 years of prep time. We're discussing Heian era Sukuna. We don't know his exact strength, is what I'm saying. Well, I mean, just based off of everything that we've seen Heian era Sukuna do in the final fight, I mean, if we're going to go based off of Arame says that Sukuna would have been able to beat literally everybody if he wasn't in Megami's body, then I would 100% imagine that is the case.
Now, I think that is not a very good point that he just made, because Urarame is Sukuna's #1 glazer. And that's something I end up bringing up. You can't really trust Urarame's statements on Sukuna's strength, because Urarame thinks Sukuna would beat Saitama from One Punch Man. Like, Urarame is like, just glazes him to the moon. And another thing I say in this debate, I'm like, the student sorcerers also say there's no way Gojo could lose, but he loses. So it's like, you can't really trust the statements of their glazers, you know? The glazers have been proven wrong.
Sukuna was literally nerfed because he was in Megami's body. They wouldn't have been able to kill him if he was in his regular body. Students also said there is no way Gojo could lose. I mean, I guess, but the point is, and what's said by that isn't like, I'm not taking that as Arame said Sukuna was stronger than everyone. I'm taking that as Arame mentioned that the only reason they were able to kill Sukuna was because he was in Megami's body. They had the way that they were able to win because they could separate him from Megami's body.
So I'm just thinking about his point more. He's basically saying, like, the real reason they could win was because he was an incarnated sorcerer and he could be separated. But what he's ignoring is, like, being an incarnated sorcerer was a buff for Sukuna because he got a full regen for free. That's something he's ignoring. He was able to fight Gojo till the point where he was about to die, so weak that Kashimo could kill him, and then just regened fully. Like, he's ignoring that part completely.
If the win condition was actually killing Sukuna, they wouldn't have succeeded. And the thing is, right, is if Meguna is tanking,
and I'll also just say this: the only reason the student sorcerers ended up beating Sukuna was because Sukuna was clowning around with them. He was having fun with them. The only one who really had a chance of killing Sukuna is Gojo. No, everyone else was an ant compared to Sukuna. So, and Anime Monarch said, I think he's confusing Heian era Sukuna with True Form Sukuna, the version of Sukuna that fights the Sukuna squad. You're saying I think Anime Monarch, you mean like, you think he's confusing like the Sukuna we saw in Shinjuku, the one that Yuji and everyone fought. He's mixing him up with the Sukuna that was in the actual Heian era 1,000 years ago. Level 5 Charmander said, Lilos, are you Puerto Rican? No, I'm Jamaican, actually.
Full,
yeah, I am about as black as a chocolate bar, my friend.
unlimited hollow purple. Sukuna also survived the 200%.
Okay, like this is actually a good point. I want to really like focus on this point here.
Full, unlimited hollow purple. Sukuna also survived the 200% hollow purple in Meguna form.
Yeah, he survived a 200% hollow purple at the start of the fight at full power, but then in chapter 234, Sukuna straight up says if he gets hit by even a 100% purple at point blank range, he would die. Here, let me just go to that real quick. He says that right here. Hold on. Can you guys see this panel? This is while he's 3v1 jumping Gojo. Meguna's like, this is fine for now, as long as I don't let him use purple. When purple really cuts loose, its output is over 120% with some kind of binding vow. However, I got away with just losing 2 reinforced hands when taking a direct hit at just under 4 kilometers. That's 4,000 meters away. He says, neither of us is at full strength. If he lands a purple at this distance, at even 100%, it'd be fatal. So what does that tell you? It tells you the closer Gojo is, the stronger purple is. The reason why Sukuna could tank 200% purple was because Gojo fired it from like about a mile away. People don't really talk about that, bro. 6 says, he proceeds to survive Gojo's unrestricted hollow purple. You could just argue that the hollow purple that like, the impromptu hollow purple he does, you could just say it's weaker. Or you could say this is plot, whatever you want. Like, yeah, either one is fine. I just go ahead and say that like Gojo's condensed version of hollow purple is stronger than the one that explodes, like wide range. But then, like, the rest of the fight, Heian Era Sukuna, even in his Heian Era form, is afraid of this move. He doesn't... Let's go back.
Heian Era Sukuna is stronger, more durable, has better reverse curse technique. I mean, I don't know. I would still take Sukuna personally. Again, at that point, the only way that Gojo can win is domain, domain winning. And if Sukuna can match Gojo every single domain, then it's not happening. Heian Era Sukuna's, because also you have to remember too, right? Is Gojo has to change his conditions to match Sukuna in a domain. Sukuna doing full 200-meter domain, full power. It's, yeah. We don't know if...
Wait, what did he just say? Hold on.
Power.
Let me think about that.
Full change his conditions to match Sukuna in a domain. Is Gojo has to change his conditions to match Sukuna in a domain. Sukuna doing full 200-meter domain, full power. It's, yeah.
I mean, is it even stronger? If Sukuna expands his domain range to 200 meters, is it even stronger than it is like in a normal, like when he's condensing the range? Is it even any stronger? Like, I don't really see how that changes anything because he's like still clashing with Gojo. But let's keep going.
We don't know if Heian Era Sukuna is as strong as modern Era Sukuna. He could be weaker. He's not weaker. If anything, he's just as strong. Why would Heian Era Sukuna be weaker than this whole like refining a curse technique over 1,000 years is just what are we even talking about?
Yeah, like when he started saying that, that's when I started thinking I don't think he's ever had this discussion before ever. I don't think he's ever once debated this point. I don't think he's ever once debated this point because it's like it seems to be genuinely confusing him a little bit.
There's no proof that Sukuna my fault. There's implications. There's no implications.
There's definitely implications. Chapter, like in the early portions of the manga, Gojo word for word says like these cursed fingers get stronger, have been getting stronger every day for 1,000 years, and he has the 6 eyes. He should know that. So I mean, if you take that literally, that would mean that Heian era Sukuna back in the actual Heian era is 1,000 years weaker. And then the other implication is the fact that Choso, as a cursed womb, could refine his technique for 150 years. Like Sukuna might have been able to do the same thing as a cursed finger for 1,000 years. We don't know. That was the whole point of me bringing these points up, is that it's an unknown. The same way we did not know why freaking Gojo didn't dodge the world cutting slash.
There's no implications whatsoever that Sukuna got stronger over the 1,000-year time skip. If anything, it's implied that he got weaker over the 1,000-year time skip.
Yeah, and this is like, these are the kind of things that like let me know that most Jujutsu Kaisen YouTubers don't debate this. They don't debate Gojo versus Sukuna. They just make their videos and then just leave it. But like, I actually debate it and think about it, so.
Early series Gojo says these fingers have gotten stronger every day for 1,000 years. As in, like, them being cursed objects.
But how would that change anything? Like, so, like, you can tell he has not had this debate before. Mm-hmm. And I think this might be the real reason why he didn't want to debate me, was because he didn't want to have the debate. I think most Jujutsu Kaisen YouTubers don't want to have this debate. Whatever the reason is, like, you guys can decide for yourselves. I don't know. Like, I'm not a mind reader. But I'm someone who's not a Jujutsu Kaisen YouTuber. I'm a Hunter x Hunter YouTuber who read Jujutsu Kaisen. So I like to debate Gojo versus Sukuna, because when I first read it, I said, this is trash. Like, what do you mean? Like, this doesn't make any sense. But, and then I saw so many Jujutsu Kaisen YouTubers acting like it just made perfect sense, when in my opinion, it made none. But, anyway, like, he just said, listen to what he just said here.
Early series Gojo says these fingers have gotten stronger every day for 1,000 years. As in, like, them being cursed objects.
Okay, so what does that mean? Like, if they get stronger as cursed objects for 1,000 years and he's eating them, they would make him stronger too, right? Like, the strength of the finger is what's making Sukuna stronger. It's the cursed energy in the finger. It's the cursed energy in the finger making you stronger. That's why 3-finger Sukuna is stronger than 1-finger Sukuna. That's why 15-finger Sukuna is stronger than 3-finger Sukuna. The more cursed energy from the fingers that he's eating, it's making him stronger. So if the fingers are getting stronger themselves, that would mean that Sukuna is getting stronger from it, you know? The power of the fingers matters. And then I see someone in the comments said, being inside a cursed object means you're dormant. This is his, like, people do this all the time in Jujutsu Kaisen community. They make up answers for Gege and just state them like a fact. It's exactly the same thing as when people were saying, what were people saying? People were saying the world cutting slash teleported onto Gojo. People were saying that as a fact. Like, whenever you would say, dude, why didn't Gojo just dodge it? They're like, bro, it's obviously because the binding vow made the world cutting slash teleport onto Gojo. People said that to me so many times, bro. And now that Gege came out and said, oh, actually, no, that's not what happened, all those guys are quiet as a mouse.
Choso refined his technique for 150 years as a curse womb. Where does it say that Choso refined his technique for 150 years as a curse womb?
You see, bro, this is why you should debate the stuff that you make videos on. This is why. If you're an anime YouTuber, you should have like civil debates and discussions on the stuff you make content on, because your understanding of the series deepens. I'm not a Jujutsu Kaisen YouTuber. I shouldn't know more about the series than him. I shouldn't be able to do stuff like this. I shouldn't be able to say things like that he hasn't noticed. I shouldn't be able to really do that. This is what happens like when you don't debate your series. Like people notice things that you don't, you know. I'm not saying you should know everything, but if you're making Gojo versus Sukuna videos, you should know like a lot of things about the series. He should have known this, in my opinion. And I tell him where it is.
Gojo's domain was broken. He was getting slashed left and right, and Sukuna had the domain boost, and Gojo was still cooking him inside of his own domain. Right, yeah, I would definitely put Gojo over Meguna in hand-to-hand combat. But again, we have to remember that Sukuna would now have 4 arms and a mouth for incantations. When he fought now, let's see. Maybe I am wrong about that. That's a small little detail I wouldn't remember. But again, I think we're getting so far into the weeds of stuff that doesn't even matter.
Oh, and also, chat, this live stream that we're doing, I might end up saving this one to members only, by the way. Like, I think I might only leave it up for, like, a day or two, and then put it to members only. So, everyone who's here, you're seeing a live stream that might get saved to members.
I like, now we're saying that, oh, if Sukuna didn't have 1,000 years of prep time, I don't know. It's a very boring argument.
I can tell he has not had this debate before. Like very rarely has he had this debate or discussion at all. And it's like, look, bro, I've said this. If any of you guys, like, especially if you're a YouTuber, if you want to debate me on a video I've made, I literally want you to. Like, if anyone here has read Hunter x Hunter and noticed stuff that I haven't, I straight up want you to debate me on it. Literally, I want you. Like, if any of you guys are YouTubers, especially, and you like look at my like Kurapika versus Killua video, and you're like, bro, I have objective facts that I know this and this, you're wrong about this and this, I'd be like, let's debate right now. Because it would expand my knowledge on the series. I don't know. Because I don't know. My mind doesn't work this way. I don't understand why people would avoid that. I don't understand it. I genuinely don't. Because, like, and this is why I've made so many Gojo versus Sukuna videos, is because, like, I look at all these JJK YouTubers, I'm like, what are you guys doing, bro? Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you guys all just, like, putting out these arguments without challenging them at all? And none of you are collaborating with each other. It's just, I don't understand it. My mind doesn't work that way. If I was a JJK YouTuber, I'd probably have like 50 Gojo versus Sukuna videos and like 50 debates with every other JJK YouTuber. I probably would have done that. I genuinely can't fathom how like so many JJK YouTubers are like, all right, here's my video I made 1 year ago, barely backed up any of my points, but I'm good with it. And if you want to debate, no, I don't want to debate you. Nope. I couldn't do that.
It's just as boring of an argument as, oh, if Gojo hits more black flashes than Sukuna does, he would win. Like, I mean, I guess.
Lenny said, you know more because you're a D1 hater for Gege. Yeah, Lenny knows because, like, I used to legit hate Gege for a little bit. I've gotten over that now. I used to legit hate him, though, because I thought, like, why are you writing like, you made such a great series. Why are you writing it like this in the final arc? But I actually did used to be a Gege hater, but not anymore.
I'm the oldest of 10 siblings.
And you can see my comment there. I'm saying that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's an objective unknown what Heian era Sukuna's exact power is.
Technique in his extraocular muscles. Too bad for you. Got blood manipulation. You're well prepared. The way my older brothers show them off is pathetic. I'm amazed at how they complained about Toji.
Nah, Lenny knows. My hatred for Gege used to be like legit hate. Like it used to actually make me mad, bro. So like, I had to let go of the hate. I had to let it go. It was consuming me like Anakin becoming Darth Vader, bro. It was, I was legit hating that man for a while, but I've let it go.
Whether they're superior, inferior, older brothers are role models.
But this is wild to me because like I pointed something out and now No Operator is learning more about the series because something I pointed out. I'm not even a JJK YouTuber. That's wild to me. But I mean, people have pointed out things that have taught me more about Hunter x Hunter too. So it's not that crazy. Like Bromis pointed out some stuff about Hunter x Hunter I didn't notice. So, but this is why you should have debates. You learn more about your series.
That's why I'm tough. It's because I didn't have someone to guide me, so I kept making mistakes. That's why I'm strong. Death paintings have mixed blood. So where exactly is this? This move was a Choso original, born of Choso honing his own curse technique for 150 years. Come on, is that really what you're basing your whole refining off of? Is that really what you're basing it off of? Come on.
So is that really what I'm basing it off of? No, I'm saying that it's an unknown. What I'm saying is we've seen somebody that was like manipulated by Kenjaku who wasn't a being that could walk around or do anything. He was a cursed womb. For 150 years, he was refining his technique. That's one example. Another example is Ryu, the dude with the laser cannon hair. There's a statement in chapter 180 where it says his eyes portrayed 400 years worth of hunger. That's another thing that implies, like, as cursed objects, they might have been sentient to a certain degree. A third thing that implies it is that we see multiple characters have innate domains. We see Kashimo has an innate domain when he doesn't even have a domain expansion. He has an innate domain. It's like a realm where he's chilling in and talks to Sukuna in before he dies. Panda had an innate domain as well. So, like, all of these things, like, there's a chance that Sukuna was, like, sentient during those 1,000 years waiting, and he could have been refining his technique. We don't actually know. That's my whole point. And there's a lot of things that imply that it's possible. It's not something you can just say, oh no, there's 0% chance of that. No, there's a actual real chance of that.
Dude, it's always these statements that we're completely turning into just whatever we want them to mean. Choso honing.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm looking at the full series and actually thinking about it. Like, I'm not just writing it off with surface level explanations. I'm genuinely thinking about the series. The question is, was Sukuna sentient during the 1,000 years as a cursed object? Was he in an innate domain during those 1,000 years? Or did it just feel like he went to sleep and woke up 1,000 years later? The answer is we don't know. That's the actual answer. It's not, oh no, it's an objective yes, or oh no, it's an objective no. It's an objective we don't know, because Gege never told us. So, and then we have like all these different examples of things where people might have been awake during those time. Like, so when you take everything into perspective, it's not an objective yes or no, even if you want it to be.
His own curse technique for 150 years. All that means is Choso had blood manipulation for 150 years, so he was able to come up with a technique like supernova.
That's not all that it means. But like this is what happens when you don't debate your series. You don't really think like you're. This is just what happens if you don't debate your series. You know, he's just never had these debate points like come his way before. So these are his first thoughts to them. Meanwhile, for me, it's like I've debated all of these points many times, so it's like my 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, sometimes 10th thought that I'm sharing. He's sharing his first.
That's not saying that blood manipulation every year was getting stronger, so we can multiply blood manipulation by 150 for every year that he was refining blood manipulation for. That's just saying that he's had blood manipulation for 150 years, so he was able to come up with his own original technique after 150 years. That's like saying that, like, you know, like, I'm sure cleave cobweb or cleave spiderweb or whatever that he does, like, against, like, the ground or whatever, completely shatters the ground. Like, that's something that you could say that Sukuna had for...
And, I left a comment saying, relax a second, my friend. All I'm saying is it's an unknown what Heian era Sukuna's exact power is. The reason I said relax was because he was like trying to throw away the point as if it was something ridiculous. I was trying to make him realize, like, no, this is just a point you've never considered. It's not ridiculous at all.
Honing for 1,000 years. I'm perfectly okay. All I'm saying is it's unknown what Heian era Sukuna's exact power is. I mean, but we would never assume that it was weaker. There's nothing in the series that would ever imply that it's weaker.
And as I've said, there's multiple things in the series that actually imply it's weaker.
Nothing ever in the series that would imply Hayonara Sukuna is weaker. In fact, there's more that says he is. In fact, it's heavily implied he's stronger. But hey, it is what it is. If you want to believe that, that's
heavily implied that Hayonara Sukuna is stronger than the Sukuna in the current story, the one that had a Megami vessel and then could full restore back to 100. Like, no. There's actually almost nothing that heavily implies he was stronger back then.
fine. I'm not getting in the weeds on
J. Carls, you said Sukuna is sentient and it was stated in a guidebook. If you can find that, please share it with me. Because if he was sentient, then I'm just gonna go and if he was actually sentient during those 1,000 years, I think I saw someone left a comment saying Sukuna is a master of passing time. If he was sentient, then there's a real chance Hayonara Sukuna gets washed. There's a real chance because he could be 1,000 years weaker
on stuff that does not matter. I wonder what a blood manipulation domain expansion would do. Just drown your opponents in domain barriers. My favorite anime is Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan, 9 out of 10 anime. Furthermore, you're ignoring how plans increase odds of victory in JJK. I'm not ignoring it. It's just I just don't take those into account because it's just not important. Like,
now that is a wild statement. Like this is what I'm talking about, bro. You can tell he hasn't debated this before. You can't just say plans are not important in JJK. Like literally, the disaster curses and Kenjaku with a plan were able to seal Gojo. Anno said, 1,000 years weaker doesn't mean anything. Even if there's a difference, it's unquantifiable. It means a lot, actually, if the only reason their domains clashed was because they were equally refined. If it's even slightly less, then Gojo wins every clash. What you mean?
Now we're doing the Batman prep time argument, where Gojo wins as long as he's got the whole month to plan against Hayonara Sukuna? It's like, come on. Why do we have to award? Why can't we just talk about why can't we just talk about what Sukuna can do, what Gojo can do, and we compare
Yo, what's up, Juan?
the two?
Okay, he said, why don't we just talk about what Gojo can do, what Sukuna can do, and we compare the two? If we do that, Gojo's the stronger fighter outside the domain clash, and Hayonara Sukuna is the stronger fighter inside the domain clash. But like even in the domain, Gojo has tools that can get himself out of it, and he can still win the fight if he lands a Black Flash.
Unless you think Disaster Curses plus Kenjaku are stronger than Gojo, they sealed him with a plan. But that's not what we're talking with, right? Like, we're not talking about if Gojo can seal Sukuna in Prison Realm, or if Gojo can come up with an amazing plan to take down the Death Star. We're talking about putting one character up against the other.
Chad, did you guys understand the point I was making there when I said that to him? The reason I brought that point up was because he himself said plans are not important in the Gojo versus Sukuna fight, and I said it's definitely important unless you think the Disaster Curses plus Kenjaku were straight up stronger than Gojo because they sealed him with a plan. That I was trying to tell him, like, you shouldn't just ignore the impact that plans had.
The other tournament rules, 1v1, no holds barred, everything they can do up against each other. Who wins that fight? In my opinion, it's going to be Hayonara Sukuna every single time. Is there a possibility that Gojo could win? Yes, I'm not going to take that away from him, but I'm gonna choose Sukuna over Gojo every time. I would disagree that Gojo's stronger outside domain clash. I would completely disagree with it. Again, forearm Sukuna with a mouth for incantations, without a doubt.
Okay, so let's actually talk about that for a second. How in the world does that actually make any sense? That that there's no way Gojo's stronger outside the domain clash? How is that possible? Because we literally saw him Like let's hear his reasoning one more time.
Disagree that Gojo's stronger outside domain clash. I would completely disagree with it. Again, forearm Sukuna with a mouth for incantations, without a doubt.
How does that make any sense? Let's just be straight up here. Gojo with one arm beat Sukuna plus Maharaga that had already adapted to Red and Infinity and was like stronger than ever and had Dismantle and the Fused 10 Shadow Beast all at the same time. He fought them all with one arm and won. Like that was literally Gojo without half his kit. Like he couldn't he couldn't use his Infinity. He couldn't really use Red. And he still beat them all with one arm. How is Sukuna with just having 2 extra arms going to make a difference outside the domain? Like, how is it going to make that much of a difference? Especially when, like, Heian Era Sukuna can't bypass Infinity without domain amplification. And I've seen some people say they thought that Heian Era Sukuna didn't even have domain amplification. I don't know if that's true or not. Because if Heian Era Sukuna doesn't even have domain amplification, then literally nothing in his kit can touch Gojo. So I don't know where that stance came from. To me, that stance just, once again, it just sounds like he hasn't had the debate before, so he hasn't really put that much thought into that.
People call Yuji Kuna stronger than Meguna because Yuji's body is stronger than Megami.
That was someone else's comment. I don't know who said that.
He beat Sukuna 3v1 with one arm. Right, but that's right, but we're talking Meguna, right? And Maharaja.
Wait, pause. Someone in the chat said, wait, where was it? He said Sukuna literally has 2 extra. This is Antonio. Says Sukuna literally has 2 extra arms. How can you argue that Gojo is better? Gojo not only have 1 arm the entire time he regenerated after he used blue. The agenda is crazy right now. So, wait, your point is what? Your point is having 2 extra arms is enough to make up for the fact that Gojo with 1 arm not only held his own against all 3 of those guys, but like cooked one of them. And the reason he regenerated his arm was because he hit a black flash. He literally was beating all 3 of them at once with 1 arm. That's the point. He was beating all 3 of them at once with 1 arm. And in the process of doing that, killed one of them. How is that agenda at all?
Aga and Agito are all one-shots for Gojo. It's just like, this is just a really, like, it's just really boring, right? Like, we're still not talking about Heian Era Sukuna versus Gojo. Now we're talking about one-arm Gojo versus...
Here, we can go and look at that, actually. Hold on, we can take a second to go and look at that. Let's see, when did Gojo lose his arm? Okay, so Gojo loses his arm right here. And let's analyze this, okay? Let's just like really look at this and we'll analyze it. Okay, so this is Gojo, 1 arm. Maharaga now has like a world-cutting slash of his own. It's not a real world-cutting slash. It's just a dismantle that chops through Infinity specifically. Gojo healing power is low. He can't. So let's really analyze everything that's stacked up against him here, okay? And we'll talk about we'll just really analyze this. Gojo cannot use reverse curse technique. He can't use red on Maharaga anymore. Maharaga's already adapted to red and Infinity. And this is a stronger than ever Maharaga. This Maharaga right here is much stronger than the one that Sukuna fought in Shibuya. And if you remember, the Maharaga in Shibuya was so powerful that it survived Sukuna's domain expansion. He had to use his ultimate technique, domain expansion plus Fuga, to beat him. If that Fuga didn't work, Shibuya Sukuna might have lost. So this is a Mahoraga way stronger than that one. This might be like a... I'm not going to say that. That would be a crazy thing. I was going to say this might be a 15-finger Sukuna level being, but I'm not going to say that, actually. But anyway, I'm not saying that. Don't clip me on that, please. But this is way stronger than the Mahoraga that Sukuna fought in Shibuya. He's adapted to Gojo's Infinity and adapted to Gojo's Red. So like more than half of Gojo's kit is gone. He can't even heal himself. And now he's fighting this guy, this Fused 10 Shadow Beast that would literally solo most of the verse. I don't even know if someone like Maki could beat this guy. I really don't know. And he's fighting Sukuna at the same time. So let's really analyze this. Okay. So they were saying Gojo didn't fight them all three at once. What does this look like to you? Well, who was saying that? Let me read your exact comment. Hold up. Antonio said Sukuna. He said. Wait, hold on. Let me read his comment. Okay, so Antonio, do you wanna change your comment, bro? You said Gojo never fought Agito, Mahoraga, and Sukuna all at one time. What am I looking at here? So it looks like they're all jumping them to me. Like, you want to change your comment, bro? Antonio, you want to change your comment on that? He's not fighting. He's getting beat up. He's fighting, man. What do you mean? He's fighting them. He's straight up fighting them. So all three of them are jumping him right here. You were just wrong with that. And then he obliterates this one. And as he's obliterating him, look at Mahoraga just shielding Sukuna. You want to take your comment back? You can. And he one-shots Agito, this character that I honestly don't even know if Maki could beat this guy. I really don't know if Maki could beat this guy. But he one-shots him. And then he regenerates his arm back. And let's just keep going. Let's keep analyzing. Let's go ahead and just keep looking at this. So he hits his second Black Flash. So this is something Gojo earned. It's not like, I don't know. He earned this ability back. He lost his reverse curse technique and earned it back from the second Black Flash. And respawns his arm and scares Sukuna for the first time in 1,000 years. Okay? And then just starts boxing the daylights out of both of them together. Starts boxing the daylights out of both of them together. Pops Mahoraga. And is just outboxing Sukuna. This is like, Sukuna can fight here, right? He's outboxing him. Grabs him, chucks him into Mahoraga. Mahoraga's protecting him again. Punches him. Sukuna's asking Mahoraga for help because he doesn't want to get hit by that purple. And then we see the hollow purple. Okay, so I mean, Antonio, if you want to take back your statements, go ahead. Antonio said your whole argument was that Gojo was cooking all three of them with one arm when he didn't. Let me just go back. What does this look like to you, man? What does this look like to you? Because it looks like he's cooking all three of them with one arm to me. Like, I mean, what does this look like to you, honestly? He held his own with all three to the point where he could hit a Black Flash, bro. Like, okay, so, I mean, actually, we can talk about Agito. How strong do you guys think Agito is? Because we have a statement from Yuta where he says, where is he at? He says Rika and I would be effective against 2 Shikigami. Okay? So this actually lets us scale Agito a little bit. He says Rika and I would be effective against 2 Shikigami. So one way you could scale it is that Agito is, if his statement is right, which I actually don't know if it is. This is debatable. Do you guys think that Yuta would be able to beat this Maharaga? Because what Yuta was suggesting here, he said, let me go down there. I'm going to fight Maharaga and Agito and let Gojo focus on Sukuna. This was Yuta's idea. In the chat, let me know right now. Do you think that Yuta would beat this Maharaga with the dismantle that's as powerful as he is? Do you think Yuta on his own would beat that Maharaga? Let me know what you guys think. Let me know in the chat. And keep in mind, this is a stronger Maharaga than the one 15-finger Sukuna fought. Do you think Yuta would win? So I'm seeing Enryu say absolutely not. Oh, see you later, Anime Monarch. Okay, so it's like Yuta is would want to fight Maharaga and might lose. Rika would have to fight Agito and might lose. So this Agito is stronger than Rika. Rika, the same being that like grabbed Culling Games Yuji, he couldn't move, but Culling Games Yuji was just like a first grade sorcerer level fighter, so he's pretty fodder. But I don't know, how strong do you guys think Agito is? I mean, we can debate that. Because I'm open to changing my stance on that. Like, to be honest, I don't exactly know the limits of Agito's power. This fused Agito, like, we can look at it. It says that's Nue with some of Great Serpent, Tiger, Funeral, and Round Deer mixed into it. So it can regenerate itself. It has lightning. I don't know what Great Serpent and Tiger Funeral do. But it's also fueled by Sukuna's cursed energy. We saw back when Sukuna fought Maki and Yuji at the same time, when he just took over Megumi's body, just Nue on its own was way stronger than normal. This is Nue plus 3 other beasts fused into one. So much stronger than like that Nue that blasted like half the cast. Okay, so I don't know, how strong do you think this Agito is? Because it's not just a normal. It's not like Megumi summoned this. Sukuna summoned it. It's fueled by Sukuna's cursed energy, and the strength of the beast is like based on the sorcerer who summons it. So how strong do you guys think Agito is? Because quite frankly, this Agito, I think it's by far one of the strongest curses in the entire, like, it's a Shikigami, but if you counted it as a curse, I think it's one of the strongest curses in the entire series. Just to not get one shot by Gojo immediately, like, it took this punch to the gut from Gojo, and it might have been a black flash. Bro, you guys need to pay attention to the freaking manga. I'm sorry. Pay attention to the manga, brother. Did Gojo just hit him with a black flash right here? And Agito didn't die? Is that what we're seeing? Is this Agito taking a black flash and not dying? Chat, let me know. What do you guys think? Is this Agito taking a black flash and legit not dying? When we saw Sukuna got knocked out by a black flash? He just instantly regens from that joint? Any of you guys want to take back what you were saying earlier? You guys really still think Maki would beat him? When a Gojo Black Flash, the same thing that was knocking out Sukuna earlier, didn't? Okay, so how strong do you guys think he is? Let me know, chat. How strong do you think Agito is? Anyone who is saying we're just glazing Gojo, tell me your interpretation. How strong is Agito? Because it's easy to throw insults, but like, make your own claim. Tell me how strong you think Agito is. DXXD, Black Flash is barely killed, brother. You guys, I think you guys are rage baiting, bro. I'm not gonna. Are you guys trying to rage bait me? Because you guys are starting to say some crazy stuff for no reason. Like, hold up. That might just straight up be rage bait. That might have been rage bait. Let me okay, you guys remember this happened, right? You guys remembered this happened, right? And we just saw okay, DX6D is a straight rage baiter, bro. He doesn't read the series. He just says stuff. But yeah, so we saw this happen, right? And then we see Agito take the same punch and regens from it like it's nothing. Look at this. Look what it did to Sukuna. He went into hiding after this, bro. He slips into the 10 shadows for a quick nappy nap. And then we go over. Yeah, I'm not even taking DXXD serious anymore, bro. You're lucky I don't ban you from the chat, bro. The only reason I'm letting your comments stay there is just because I'm a nice guy. We see Sukuna take that and goes night night. And then we see Agito take the same punch, boom, regens from it. And people here, and I'm asking you guys, how strong do you think Agito is? Give me a statement, like someone that, who's the strongest person you think Agito could beat? Because if I'm going to scale him, I would say, strongest person Agito could beat, maybe, okay, I think Rika. I think he could beat Rika. It's like a high diff fight, could kind of go either way. And like, if I highball Agito, I say above Maki. If I lowball Agito, I say Rika would be their limit if I'm lowballing. But I'm debating it because it's like, if a Black Flash from Gojo doesn't one-shot Agito, what could Rika do to kill Agito? DXXD said, Lilo is just mad and ignores 90% of my comments. Brother, you have to actually make a point. I mean, like, look, I'll explain to you how debating works, my friend. In debates, you don't just throw insults and then just like think you're the winner. You have to make a statement or a claim and then back up your statement or claim with like facts and reason, bro. You can't just like insult me over and over in my chat and then just be like, oh, he's ignoring me. Bro, that's what you do to people who are rude to you. You ignore them. Okay? So, anyways, let's just get back to this.
Versus Meguna, Agito, and Maharaga.
What's up, DXWVB? Welcome to the stream, bro.
I don't know where that came.
But yeah, guys, I was just like, that started because I had said that Gojo 3v1 outboxed Gojo 3v1 outboxed Sukuna, Maharaga, and Agito with one arm. He does regenerate his arm after killing Agito. So I guess you could say he outboxed them all for a little bit and then regened his arm and then outboxed Sukuna and Maharaga then. Or if you want to lowball Gojo, I think you could also say he like just outboxed Agito, but like he survived all three of their onslaughts and like we saw Maharaga defending him. I don't know. It's the more I think about it, the more I see it's a debatable thing. But still, it is just such a it's a really bad look for Sukuna, and you can't just like ignore all of that, especially when Gojo had so many tools taken out of his toolkit. I don't know. Let's just keep going with this stream.
No, he didn't chop Gojo's arm up with World Cutting Slash. That was just a dismantle that Maharaga used. A slash that bypasses. That's not World Cutting Slash. Sukuna is the only one with World Cutting Slash. That was literally just a Maharaga dismantle. Maharaga is able to neutralize Infinity. Gojo was big fish in small water.
Claymore, what? Okay, Claymore said these Agito points you made were awful. Which one specifically? Like I gave a low ball and a high ball for Agito. I said low ball. I think like Agito would be just about equal to Rika, but I think that's kind of a really extreme low ball because we saw Agito take a Black Flash and regen from it. And then I said high ball, Agito would be like a little stronger than Maki. How is that awful? High ball is a reasonable exaggeration. It's not, the likely interpretation is somewhere in the middle. How is that awful? What's your take on it? Bruh. Oh, the JJK fandom is so different, bro. And I mean, stuff like this is why I'm gonna be real with you guys. This is why I'm a Hunter x Hunter YouTuber, because like the JJK fandom says stuff where it's like, I can't tell if you guys are rage baiting or if this is literally how you think. Claymore, you just said 0 basis that Maharaga gets stronger like other Shikigami. Brother, is that rage bait? We literally see him with a dismantle, man. What do you... Oh, man. Is that... Chat, tell me, is that rage bait or is this legit how JJK fans think, bro? How is Maharaga with dismantle not stronger than the one that Sukuna fought? What? Chat, am I going crazy? Wait, how does that make any sense, man? Can someone please explain to me that logic? How is... Oh my god, bro. I don't even know what to say to that. Are you really telling me you think that the Maharaga in Shibuya without dismantle, that's not adapted to red and not adapted to infinity, is the exact same strength as the Maharaga that Gojo fought that does have dismantle? Is that really what you're saying, Claymore? I can't tell if you're rage baiting or if you're being 100% serious. Claymore said, I guess Maharaga can merge with the other Shikigami since... Claymore. What are you on, bro? What? Okay, I'm gonna just keep going. I don't even know what he's talking about. Okay, I'm gonna just keep going, bro.
We don't know if he actually got stronger because they said the 20 fingers would regain all of Sukuna's strength, so it could just mean he was growing into his old power again.
Like, what?
Like it goes to Cumin regaining its former body.
Like, bro, this is straight up why I'm not a Jujutsu Kaisen YouTuber. It's because the JJK fandom has said stuff like this to me so many times that I just like legitimately read it and I'm baffled. I'm like, how could anyone who read the series think that? I don't know it. How? That's like saying 1 + 1 = 5,000 with a confident look in your eyes.
That Maharaga was way stronger than normal. Why would you assume that the Maharaga was stronger than normal?
And even NoOperator says it. Brother. Chat, I just want you to know this vid is going to members only. This vid is going straight to members only. Oh man, there's certain just whatever, man. Gosh.
Because it's Sukuna's Maharaga and Sukuna had more cursed energy? I guess you could argue that.
Oh my god.
He adapted to red and infinity? Right, but any Maharaga is going to be able to adapt to red and infinity. Like, even if Megami used Maharaga against Gojo, you know?
Bro, I just got hit with, like, double whiplash, bro. Like, it was one thing that Claymore said it, because I can just assume Claymore, like, skimmed the manga panels. But I forgot NoOperator said the exact same thing. And, oh, bro. Just takes energy out of me, bro. It's like this. Oh my god, bro. Oh, bro, I'm like sweating, bro. I'm literally sweating. Like my mind is trying to process. Is trying to process two of the craziest things I've heard in a while. One of them came from Claymo, and the other one just came from an actual JJK YouTuber with 6 times my subs. And my mind is trying to process how this is Earth. How is this real? Am I in a dream? But no, it's all real. Whatever.
That would have been the case. It's just Sukuna was literally able to passively adapt. And again, that's just Maharaga. I don't know, like, is that really a stronger Maharaga? Normal Maharaga doesn't have dismantle, bro. Right. I understand. Thank you for that. I understand. Clearly strong. I think we're just playing semantics.
Bruh, this good lord. I can't. Oh no, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore, chat. Oh, I can't do it anymore, chat. I shouldn't have read all those rage bait comments and because it actually started to frustrate me. I should not have read all those rage bait comments. That was my bad. I have to apologize to you guys, chat, because I kind of want to just end the stream now. Like, I'm just starting to actually get annoyed because it's like... And look at Claymo say, stick to DBZ. Bro, I've never made a Dragon Ball Z video. Oh, the JJK community is different, bro. I mean, like... Because, bro, I've made so many Hunter x Hunter videos. I've made so many Hunter x Hunter videos, and I've never... and I really mean never, have read a comment like... that makes me go, what are you on? Like... And, but in JJK, it's a common occurrence. Man, these guys are different, bro. Just a different breed. And no disrespect to NoOperator. I think what's going on with NoOperator is what I was saying earlier, is that he never debates this stuff. So he's saying a few things that, like, they're his... it's his first time hearing these points. So his responses to them are not very good. But that's not because he, like, doesn't understand the series well. It's just he's never thought about these things in a debate perspective, and that's okay. Well, that's hilarious. He said, Lilo, you need to train your Ren. These Nen comments are penetrating your defense. You're right, bro. Because for a second there, I was legitimately thinking maybe I should just cut this stream off. Because, like, bro, I just don't. You know, just got to take a second to just think for a second. Because, like, just because people are saying stuff like that in the comments, and just because a JJK YouTuber is also saying the same thing, it doesn't mean... Actually, I don't know what it means. I'm just going to watch the stream. I don't know.
At this point, God. Like, I truly, wholeheartedly believe that, like, we're just getting hung up on words and vocabulary here.
No. Yeah, because I'm trying to process what I'm observing here. Because NoOperator, I'm not even going to rewind it because I think it might actually start frustrating me. But so NoOperator was also saying he thinks that the Maharaga that Sukuna fought is the exact same strength as a Maharaga summoned by Sukuna that has dismantle and is immune to red and infinity. I'm just making sure that we're on the same track. Okay, we're just gonna keep going.
Like, obviously, Maharaga
that
has adapted to red, all of this stuff, and has a projectile slash.
Yeah, no, Awaken Milkman, you just perfectly described it. Like, I feel like I'm getting hit with unlimited void, cause it was just too much at once for my mind. To be honest, it was too many, like, shocking takes at once. That's all it was. And I think just for my own well-being, I'm going to just ignore Claymo moving forward. Because, like, he's just saying a lot of crazy rage bait stuff now. So let's just keep going.
is stronger than just Maharaga in general. But the thing is like, that's just Maharaga. Like, that's not a stronger Maharaga. That's just Maharaga that has been fighting Gojo. You know? It's just...
Chad, I want to end the stream, bro. I don't want to deal with this anymore, bro. Oh, my God. Oh, man. You know what? I think I'm going to stick to Hunter x Hunter. I think I think I gotta just stick to Hunter x Hunter, bro. I think I gotta stick to Hunter x Hunter. Anno said, Lilo, to be honest, the comments aren't even rage bait. Watch any JJK scaling video and these are the consensus opinions. Brother, please tell me that you're joking. I can't deal with this. It's not good for my well-being to do JJK videos, bro. Oh my God, this hurts. Wait, Juan, he said, wait, hold on. Someone was saying something. Someone said they wanted to debate Hunter x Hunter. Light E Ragey, yeah, bro, hop into the Discord, and yeah, the channel Discord. I'm sorry, guys, that I'm taking such long breaks because it was just I got hit with the unlimited void of hot takes, and I just had to chill for a second because, like, at the end of the day, bro, these are just comments. I mean, these are just comics. It's not worth getting actually upset over. But it's just, oh, some of these things, I just don't know how you could say them genuinely. Blitzdrake, you said, I'm always ignoring you. I'm sorry, bro. What did you say? You said 34:08 on latest JJK parade is a proper time. Okay. I will look at that. We're 2 minutes left. I'm going to just press play and we'll keep going. I'm sorry. If I don't say anything, I'm using reverse curse technique to replenish my patience.
It's just Maharaga that's been fighting Gojo. Even if it was default Maharaga, blah, 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 blah.
I can't believe it, bro.
More or less, I agree with your statements. Gotcha.
Oh my God. Lighty Reggie, I'll post it in the. Well, if you look at my to Light E Reggie for the for the Discord link. Look at my last live stream I did. I put it in the description. I always put it in the description of my live streams. It's not in this one, but it's in the last one. Okay.
Is about equal to Gojo. I mean, if that's what you want to say, that's fine. I would definitely not say that. Hey, and Sukuna, I think, is the strongest character in the verse, without a doubt. I think the forearms, the incantations, the stronger dismantles, the stronger cleaves, Again, the ability to domain.
And guys, I have more points I want to say, but I think I'm just I got hit by a straight up unlimited void. I'm gonna let the rest of this play, and then we're gonna go to the timestamp that Blitzdrake recommended, and then we might yap for a little bit, but I'm just on the recharge, so please forgive me.
Have his other arm set for something different. Do hand signs for his dismantle attacks. It's Sukuna clears any opponent any day in a 1v1. Quick question, who do you think is more raw strength, Yuji or Spoderman? Probably Yuji. Probably pretty close, honestly. They're actually, but probably Yuji. If I had to say anything, probably Yuji. Spider-Man's pretty fucking strong, but I'd probably give Yuji the win there.
Lucas, that's exactly what I'm doing.
But that being said, yeah. Guys, I genuinely love and appreciate every single one of you guys for hanging out with me while we discuss Sakamoto Days, Kagurabachi, and get stun locked into Gojo versus Sukuna debates. I genuinely do appreciate every single one of you guys and everything that you guys do and the kind of support that you guys give me. It genuinely does mean the world to me. If Maharaga didn't do a world cutting slash, how did Sukuna learn how to do it? Sukuna based the world cutting slash off of Maharaga's slash, right? Sukuna came up with the world cutting slash off of basing it off of the slash that could, the projectile slash that could neutralize infinity. Kind of, but not really. It's kind of the same principle, but not really. I'd prefer to do a proper debate where we both can speak. I mean, what more is there really to say, you know? I mean, we kind of have said everything together. It's kind of just going to be more of the same of what we kind of just, you know, talked about. Much more can be said. I don't really think so. But if you do want to,
yeah, there. Oh man. Okay, I'm back from replenishing in the shadows like Sukuna. Yeah, I was telling him that like I wanted to have a proper debate where we're both like speaking, actually, not just him speaking and me typing. And I said much more can be said, and he said, oh, I don't think much more can be said. Here's a few more things that could be said. One was the Ryu point, how Ryu has a statement where it said like his eyes expressed 400 years worth of hunger. That implies like incarnated sorcerers like might actually be sentient during the time where they're like a cursed tool or cursed object. I'm sorry, my energy is low. I had to just like legit do some straight up meditation to like cool myself off after those hot takes. I'm like, it's not worth getting actually frustrated over this stuff, because I don't even know if it's rage bait or that's legitimately what people really think. And that's the part that bothered me the most. I'm like, there's no way, but it's all good. All right. And the other thing was just the mention of innate domains, how like characters like Kashimo and Panda all have innate domains where you can spend time in them. Like that implies like Sukuna might have that too. There's a few other things. There was something else I wanted to say. Oh yeah, and I didn't even mention like teleporting outside of the domains. I didn't even mention that once. And like how Kusakabe states the only reason Gojo didn't teleport outside the domain was because his curse technique was burnt out, but then his curse technique replenishes and he still doesn't teleport out. I didn't mention to him how purple, like, it changes in power depending on how far away you are from your opponent. These are all things I didn't even start talking about. But I think there's just a little bit more left here.
maybe we can set something up. But yeah, I don't.
Oh, and then the other thing is, do we know if Sukuna had domain amplification back in the Heian era? That's another thing. So yeah. Oh, and then another point is like Kenjaku gave Sukuna information on how Gojo's domain worked before the fight. They have a flashback where they show it. So that like protected Sukuna in one of the clashes. And I also didn't talk about like how the effect adaptation might have had on Sukuna's defense. Like he was using Maharaga to adapt, and the way like the Maharaga's adaptation process works is like as the adaptation goes on, it seems like Maharaga's defense increases. Like that might have been increasing Sukuna's defense in the domain clashes as well. So I literally only used like a very small percentage of my points.
Know how much more can be added to this conversation than what we already talked about. Used like 5% of my points. Well, yeah. Okay, we'll talk about it. We'll see if we can schedule something up. We'll talk about it. Hit me up on Twitter or Discord.
So yeah, that was the end of that. Will I ever actually do this debate again? I don't know, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't think I should, because I don't think this is good for me, bro. Like I don't think it's good that it like frustrates me this much. I don't like being frustrated, genuinely. So I don't know if I'll do another debate like this, but Blitzdrake said 3408 on his on a different live stream. I really hope this one doesn't just make me sad, bro. What was it called? It was called what? What's the live stream? The parade stream? The Phantom Parade? I really hope this doesn't just make me sad, bro, but I'll go to the timestamp you said. You said 3408. I'm really hoping this doesn't hurt me, bro. I'm hoping. Okay, well, we'll play this. AJ said, don't do it, Lilo. AJ, I must. It has to be done.
People still giving a shit about that solo leveling video every now and then. It's fun.
It has to be done.
Did I see Lilo's Adventures community post on you? I did see his community post on me. I mean, the thing is I didn't take a side on the Gojo versus Sukuna debate in that video, and it's just such a it's such a miss of the point of that video to have a debate come from that. But if he really wants to have a debate, I mean, we can. I don't know what we would really discuss, but what are you saying? Do you really?
That wasn't that bad. I thought it was going to be a crazy hot take. That's not that bad. Yeah, that's not that bad. I mean, the reason I wanted to have the debate was because I did not understand what he was saying. That was like, I literally say that in the... I'm not going to think about it too much. Yeah, because, I mean, if you just read the post, that's word for word what I said. I said I want to understand what he really thinks. But all right, chat. I need to go relax for a little bit. Oh, that took a lot of energy out of me. Yeah, that's everything for the stream. Anything you guys wanna yap about real quick? Because this video is Blitzdrake said, "Bro is traumatized." I actually legit am, bro. I said I was gonna put this to members only. I straight up might just delete this, bro, so I don't have to see it again. Because like, I don't know. The JJK community is just different, bro. It's just straight up different. The Hunter x Hunter community to me, like, I've made so many Hunter x Hunter videos. Oh man, my laptop's dying. Let me put the charger in. Here, hold on. Let me plug this joint in. It's plugged. There we go. Okay, chat. Can you guys still hear me? Yeah, Jonathan, this might be the very stream that makes me done with JJK. This might be the very stream that makes me done with JJK, to be honest. I no longer, like, I no longer want to debate NoOperator on it. Brother, Adobe Acrobat, chill out. I no longer want to debate NoOperator on it. I'm good. I shouldn't know more about you in your own series, man. I really shouldn't. But like, let's go here. Let's just look at like how many Hunter x Hunter videos I actually have. Like if you look at all these shorts, so there's 5 shorts per row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's see how many columns do I have. Well, how many rows do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, well, some of these are 100. One of them's JJK. I'll still count it. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. Wait, and some of these are Yu Yu Hakusho, so let's just say 20. Let's see, is there any more behind this? There's like 3 more there. Oh no, here's some more. All right, 21, 22. I'm just counting the rows. 23, 24, 25. Wait, one of those, most of those are FMA. All right, then this was when I was doing One Piece. So that's 25 times 5. What is that, chat? That's 110. So 110 shorts, and then let's count the actual Hunter x Hunter videos. There's 4 in a row. How many rows? There's 1, 2. Wait, this is 8. I'll just count the actual videos because there's not that many. So 8, 9, 10. Wait, 9, 10. Okay, so I have 120. Oh, I didn't count live streams. 120 videos counting shorts and actual videos, and then going to Hunter x Hunter live streams. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I have 100. Oh, wait, was there more before that? No. So on my channel as of right now, guys, I have 130 Hunter x Hunter videos. Never once have I like heard takes as hot as the takes I hear in any JJK video I've ever done. Like that's what baffles me. I have I have 130. Oh wait, I did the math wrong. It was 125. My fault. So what, 135 in total? So I have 135 Hunter x Hunter vids. And out of all of them, I've never once seen a single comment as hot as the average Jujutsu Kaisen comments. Like the average ones. I couldn't be a JJK YouTuber, man. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But alright, chat, I genuinely think I might delete the stream, bro. I might straight delete this joint. Ugh, these guys, bro. I don't know what it is. So you know what, bro? Maybe JJK YouTubers are they've cracked the code. Like they make videos and never debate their points. Maybe that's the code. Maybe that's how you do it. Because like when you debate JJK, you just hear the craziest stuff, and people say it with confidence. Like they say points so crazy that you think it's rage bait, but they're straight serious. Awakened Milkman said, you also didn't count community posts. Oh yeah, I do so many of those. Yeah, on the community posts, I mean the community posts, people have good debates in there. Like, I've noticed the Hunter x Hunter community is just genuinely like more civil. Like, the Hunter x Hunter community is just people like really enjoying an in-depth power system and like thinking about all the aspects of the power system and how they interact. But JJK, it's like, it's almost like if you took Dragon Ball fans and made them power scale Hunter x Hunter. No insult to Dragon Ball fans, but they tend to just look at like the cool fights. Like a great example of this is actually one of my favorite YouTubers on the internet, bro. Do you guys know who Dado Doya is? You guys know who Dado Doya is? He's a goat. Like literally one of my favorite YouTubers ever. And he's hilarious. But if Dado Doya tried to power scale, it would genuinely annoy me. Because he doesn't like think about the series like that. And he openly admits that. He's like, Dado Doya has a Dragon Ball podcast called Key Moments. And in that podcast, he straight up says like, Dado's just freaking hilarious. Like, he just straight up says like, bro, I'm gonna be honest, Dragon Ball Z is a cartoon to me, okay? Like, I watch it like a cartoon. I just want to see strong dudes punch each other, okay? I don't think about it that much. Like, he blatantly says that. Like, they're so open about that they call their podcast is called Key Moments. And Dado Doya calls it meathead moments because they just like the big fights. And he's so open about that, bro. He's one of the coolest people ever. Like, I respect Dado Doya. Massively respect that guy. One of the greatest people to ever YouTube. But if Dado Doya started doing power scaling, it would be painful. Like, it would be painful to watch. Because that's not what he does. He's just a hilarious guy, right? And it's like a lot of the JJK community, it reminds me of like a bunch of Dado Doyas trying to power scale and then getting mad at you for disagreeing with them. That's exactly how it feels to me. But yeah, guys, this might be the last JJK stream I ever do. Like the only other way I'm gonna do JJK streams is if I collab with Restless Gambler, because Restless Gambler's a goat. Like that dude's super chill. Restless is super chill, and like I don't even think me and Restless agree with stuff on Gojo versus Sukuna, so I just never talk about Gojo versus Sukuna with him. But like everything else in the series we agree on, just about everything else, or like almost. Me and him, we agree on like 80% of stuff in the rest of JJK. So like me and him, we could make collabs with each other and like get along well. And Restless is different than like all these other guys in my opinion. He studies JJK. He studies JJK. If you watch my streams with Restless, bro, if you watch my streams with him, like this one right here, Toto versus First Grade Sorcerers is obvious. Go back and watch that and look at how deep his JJK knowledge is. No, I don't think NoOperator can do what Restless does. Me and Restless will just be talking about like the most in-depth techniques in the series, and Restless will be like, "Oh yeah, that happens exactly on chapter 88, page 15." I'm like, "What? What did you just say?" He's like, "Oh yeah, it's like chapter 88, page 15. Go look at it." And I click on it, and he's right. He does that like 10 times in that live stream. Like I highly recommend like any live stream that me and Restless have done. Go back and watch that. Those ones I'm gonna keep up because Restless knows what he's talking about, bro. When it comes to JJK, that guy is like a encyclopedia. But I don't know. I haven't watched that many NoOperator videos, but like he seems like a cool dude, like genuinely cool guy. I just don't think he debates his series, and I personally, like, I don't know. I think I'm just different. I just think a little differently. Like, I wouldn't want to make videos on a series that I can't discuss with other people, or that I'm not open to discussing with others. But yeah, that's about everything for this one. Anything? What are your guys' thoughts on this stream? Did you guys like this stream? You guys, what are your honest thoughts on it? You guys think I should leave this stream up? Because I'm straight up thinking I might delete this joint, or I'll just put it right to members only for a while and then maybe delete it later. What do you guys think? Let me know your guys' thoughts. This is, if you guys want this live stream to stay up. Anyone want to give a reason why I should leave it up? Awakened Milkman had a good time. Well, that's good, bro. Momo said it was hilarious. Just seeing me get unlimited voided. Fun one. Pretty good stream. It made me think a lot more about JJK. J. Eek said, delete this. Eric Welch, it was fun. Juan said, it was entertaining stream to be a part of, but maybe you don't want to have a video about you burning out on JJK. Yeah. AJ said it was fun, but not healthy for you. I feel you, bro. Weary said the brain damage moment was special. Bro, and my cat is crying outside the door. Whenever I do live streams, I kick her out of my room, and she sits in front of my door and cries the whole time. Because I can't let her in here while I do the stream. She like smacks into the mic, scratches my feet. Claymo, you're so lucky I didn't ban you, brother. Freaking Claymo. Claymo is such a wild crash out, bro. But alright, chat. That's it for this stream. Thank you for watching. I might straight up delete it. But thank you everybody who tuned in for this limited time stream. Jay Solu, you need to debate NoOperator, bro. I'm good on that. I'm good on that. I respect NoOperator as a YouTuber, but like the fact, like I forgot he had said that stuff at the end where I said, this Maharaga is stronger than the one Sukuna fought, and he said, how? Like, how is... Oh, I shouldn't have to explain that. I shouldn't have to explain that. I really shouldn't have to explain that. I shouldn't have to explain that to a JJK YouTuber, bro. I shouldn't have to explain that. Like that was the unlimited void moment. Like, because Claymore was saying it, and Claymore was rage baiting me quite well, and that was one thing. But then I pressed play, and that very moment, No Operator said the same thing, and that was like the true unlimited void. I'm like, no, this can't be. This can't be. Oh man, because it's like, how is he not stronger? How? I'm not even gonna. Thinking about it all over again. Like, how is that not just common sense that Maharaga summoned by Sukuna with a slash that bypasses infinity and immune to red and I'm gonna end the stream. Okay, that's it. That's the end of the stream. That's the end of the stream. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.